मैंने एक्चुअली इसके बारे में लिखा भी है। मैंने इंडिया टुडे मैगज़ीन में एक आर्टिकल लिखा था इसी के बारे में, और मुझे लगा था कि जो आइटम गाने हैं वो तो एक साइड में है, मेरे ख्याल से जो एक उससे ज़्यादा एक ख़तरनाक जो एक चीज़ है सिनेमा में कभी कभी, वो ये है कि जो रोमांस दिखाया जाता है और किस तरह से एक हीरो और हीरोइन को मूव करता है, तो इट समटाइम्स गोज़ फ्रॉम बीइंग रोमांटिक टू ऑलमोस्ट बॉर्डर लाइन स्टॉकिंग। यू नो, पीपल उसे चीयर करते हैं, और क्योंकि वो हीरो है फिल्म का, तो हु इज़ प्लेइंग द सो कॉल्ड स्टॉकर, ही इवेंचुअली एंड्स अप गेटिंग द वुमन। तो ये जो अजीब सा एक सिग्नल है जो जाता है लोगों तक और कहता है कि अच्छा, अगर मुझे किसी से प्यार है तो मैं उसके ऊपर कूदूँ, तो उसका रास्ता रोकूं, उसे छेड़ूँ, उसे तंग करूँ, उसके कमरे में घुसकर उसे परेशान करूँ, उसके सबके सामने उसका मजाक उड़ाऊँ, उसे चिढ़ाऊँ। तो these are strange signals, and there is, of course, there is something known as flirting, there is something known as being mischievous, but at times that line can be crossed, and there is a certain degree of responsibility and restraint, I think, that should be shown.
Farhan, you have sung a song in your upcoming movie, and that which has created really a great buzz. So,
I would
what
request
do you have to
if we
say
can
about
have the
that?
questions
Like,
towards the
proud
campaign.
about it.
Sorry,
Like,
I'm sorry, we
for
would
the
फरहान मर्द आपकी कैंपेन है।
I'm so sorry, we would have the questions towards the campaign. Thank you.
ओके फरहान, आपका जो मर्द कैंपेन है, कभी ऐसा दिमाग में आपके ख्याल आता है कि हमने अमिताभ बच्चन की मर्द देखी थी, अगर फरहान को मर्द बनानी हो तो वो कैसी मर्द होगी?
नहीं,
कभी ऐसा
आई डोंट नो हाउ टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन में क्या जवाब दूं इसका। ये जो है मैन अगेंस्ट रेप एंड डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, मेरे ख्याल से मेरे लिए फिल्मों से एक बहुत बड़ी ज़्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फिल्मों में होती है, वो बस एक काम की तरफ होती है। ये मतलब एक बहुत एक अलग सा एक मुद्दा है, एक बहुत अलग सी एक जिम्मेदारी है जो मतलब सिर्फ मुझे नहीं, सिर्फ मेरे काम को नहीं, बहुत सारे लोगों की ज़िंदगी को अफेक्ट करती है। तो मैं मतलब आई डोंट थिंक अबाउट एनी फिल्म।
Thank you.
Two quick questions. That's about it. Very quick questions.
Okay, Farhan, have you saw or have you experienced anything about कभी आज तक नहीं किसी महिला के साथ कुछ गलत हो रहा है? सुना है आपने?
फिल्में नीचे
मतलब फॉर्चुनेटली मैंने मतलब ऐसे अपनी आंखों से तो कभी कुछ देखा है नहीं। कभी अगर कुछ ज़रा सा अग्रेशन या कुछ मैंने देखा है टुवर्ड्स अ वुमेन, आई मीन ऑफ कोर्स हम सब वहाँ हैं, वी काइंड ऑफ इंटरवीन्ड इफ वी नीडेड टू। बहुत बार ऐसे भी हुआ है कि मतलब औरत वंडरफुल दैट शी स्टैंड्स अप फॉर सेल्फ एंड टेल्स हूएवर स्ट्रगलिंग टू लीव एंड दे मोर ऑफन देन नॉट डू। सो ये भी हुआ है, लेकिन ऐसा कभी मैंने कोई ऐसी घटना नहीं देखी है जिसमें मतलब ऐसा लगा है कि बहुत सीरियस होने वाला है, ऐसा हुआ।
Last one. Last one.
एक सवाल है जो थोड़ा हटकर है, सॉरी। अभी आमिर खान की जो फिल्में आती हैं या अमिताभ बच्चन साहब की जो फिल्में आती हैं, वो फिल्मों की जो मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी होती है वो डिफरेंट होती है। आप जब भी
नहीं, this is not the right place. This is not the right place.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm sitting between, I must be an envy of a lot of people, sitting between these two gentlemen who are thought leaders in their field, who are leaders in leading the change that we believe in. Of course, he is our global, he's our ambassador, goodwill ambassador of UN Women. We see you as the person that can reach out just by the things that you do to young men, but also to young women, because your role model status is about changing society. It's about talking the men so that they can represent the things that we want them to be. We have been touched by the work that you have done as an artist, as a screenwriter, as a songwriter, as a singer, as a poet. I'm so jealous, you've got so many talents. But the fact that you share your talents to change the world, I think, makes all of us feel that we're part of your life. We also are proud to make this announcement at this point in time, because next year, the Beijing Platform of Action will be 20 years old. That declaration is the most comprehensive promise by the governments of the world to women. And one of the things that the women said in Beijing already was that we must work with men and boys, and that we must work with the media. We didn't do enough of that in the last 20 years. We are waking up now, and we want to push this. And now that we've got social media and other mechanisms to reach out to many people in the world, we're combining the talents of the people like you, we're combining the talents of the people like you to reach out. In particular, we want the next generation to be different, and something that you say in your video as well. So what can I say? I would like us to look at the map, because when you become an advocate and you become part of He for She, you actually enter your name and you make an agreement that you're going to be standing up for gender equality, and you get an ID and a number that makes you a He for She. And I'm sure someone is going to show this on the map.
Thank you so much. I'm now handing it over to Sachin for kicking off a very lively discussion about women, women's empowerment, and He for She.
The focus has always been on women and how women can come to the forefront. Now, with He for She and events like these or movements like these, there's a focus which is shifting towards men and boys. How will this shift affect the movement for gender equality? One. Two, if the patriarchal society in India is so deep-rooted, in India, for instance, is deep-rooted, how difficult is it to change that mindset?
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I just would like to say thank you to everyone at the UN, you in particular, for this wonderful honor today. It really has been something that I have been focusing on for the last 2.5 years, and I feel that this really broadens the horizon and encourages me further down this path. To answer your question, yeah, I mean, for a long time, people have thought of gender violence, gender equality as a female issue, but that really is not the case, because a lot of the prejudice, a lot of the violence against women comes from men. So if we start preventing rather than curing, I think we're going to end up with a society that's a lot more healthy, and with a lot less crime, a lot less discrimination that we'll have to deal with. So I do feel that it's also a men's problem, it's also a male problem, and that's really where the initiative Mard was focusing on, is to reach out to young boys and young men to get them involved. Sorry, what was your second question?
I was talking about the patriarchal society in India and how difficult is it to change the mindset, given that your reach of Mard, for instance, is mostly in the urban areas. But
that's not necessarily true. We've really been traveling around to many places. I mean, we have to, of course, meet. We have to find venues where we can meet with a lot of young people. That ends up being colleges more often than not. But it's not colleges only that are in metros. So we've done over 50 concerts now. They've been from cities like Mumbai to cities like Ranchi, just various other places wherever we can get students in number to speak to them. So it's reaching out to them via our communication personally when we go there. It's reaching them through music that we're creating. It's reaching them through the social media, which really everybody is on now, regardless of where they live. But yeah, patriarchy is something, it's a mindset that all of us have grown up with. But it's important that when we as a generation have realized that there is something wrong in thinking that way, or in further propagating that mindset, that we start making a change now. There may be some people who are too far gone, and it may be difficult to change them. But if we focus on children, if we focus on education, I think going forward on a generation to generation basis, we'll see a huge change.
Thank you, Farhan. Dr. Phumzile, the next question is to you. It will be 20 years next year for the Beijing Declaration. What are the next steps? You said that there have been steps taken so far, but there's still a long way to go. What in your assessment are the next steps so that 2015 is not just another milestone, but something that is a call for action, something on the ground, something that can be concretely shown in society?
To the right people to represent Mard. Beyond that, we're doing artistic collaborations. So there's one song which was called Chule Asman, which was just out. And that again is with artists who are coming to us more than us going to them, and saying we want to be part of this. We feel the same way as you. If there's any way we can contribute, and that's what we're hoping to do, is create more creative content. So be it music, be it art, be it short films. That's really a direction that I would like to move with Mard, and of course for the UN He for She program.
And that continues with UN Women's, the collaboration that you will have with UN Women. Yeah. Dr. Phumzile, one of the issues that people in India talk about is economic empowerment of women. There are a lot of women who are poor, and they're completely dependent on their husbands or their families for their daily livelihood. How will this movement and how will this organization collaborate with governments and on-ground bodies to raise the level of economic empowerment of 2 years, you said, on these issues? Are there any specific messages that you want to give, or you always give to youngsters, especially those who are growing up, who are in college, who are in high school, so that they can become better human beings, not just better men, but better human beings when they grow up, when they start a family, when they begin to work, when they start their own business? How does the whole format work?
I don't know if I can tell somebody how to become a better human being. It's if they get inspired by anything we do in our lives, that I guess is good enough. But the thing really that we focus on is giving them a certain parameter on which they can base their concept of masculinity on. I think all of us, when we grew up, nobody went and spoke. I don't know anyone who went and spoke to their parents and said, how do I know if I'm a man now? Nobody tells you these things. You just take in what you see from pop culture, from what's happening around you, how your parents are with each other, your family environment. And based on what's going on, you decide at one point that, okay, I now think like this, I behave like this, I'm feeling romantic towards someone, so I'll copy this actor that I like and I'll go and say it. I'll sing this song. And you slowly but surely start creating this image of what being a man is all about. I also felt that there was a point where what that concept is started getting a bit skewed. Because for a lot of young men and a lot of boys, what we were seeing, because entertainment has changed, music has changed, statements that are made from people who are in responsible positions, at times those statements are very unbecoming, so you don't know what you can take from it. In terms of whether you're talking about how women should dress, do women bring violence onto themselves because of being out at night when they shouldn't be, by having cell phones, by wearing jeans, these various ridiculous things. So young boys and young men take all this in, so now some of them may get influenced by it and some may not. But the fact is, what we do is we go out and we just kind of tell them about a certain kind of a concept that we've created of what you can use if you want to call yourself a man. You know, and that most importantly involves thinking of everyone as equal. And that involves, of course, women in it as well. So that's really what it is, and that's the message that we put out every single time we go out and speak to students.
Thank you. May I ask Abhinav to throw the floor open for questions from the audience?
Hi. Hello. My name is Preksha. So I wanted to ask that patriarchy doesn't just...
I think you can stand up for your rights.
I wanted to ask that patriarchy doesn't just affect women, it affects men too. And when we talk he for she, we don't talk about he for he or she for she, because women are also, you know, do become enemies of other women. And they do, you know, bring themselves down. So what about women leaders in, say, television?
You know, I think, like you mentioned, Emma Watson, the topic of feminism has always come up. And feminism has today become, people have created their own definition. And the fact that a lot of women don't want to become feminists today, you know, because of the fact that people think probably it gives you like a wrong attitude, it's not feminine enough, you know, it's a manly version. What do you think of the whole
well, I mean, I don't know if you can really generalize this, and I can't give you a generalized answer to this. I think everybody has their own reasons for choosing to be a certain way or believing in a certain way or a certain way of being. But the fact is that someone has mentioned that today probably is a time for men to be a lot more feminist than women need to be. You know, so, and also just to answer a little bit of what the lady earlier asked, you know, I think in a patriarchal society what happens is that men, I think just on the basis of their gender, always have goodwill ambassadors, which are their parents. You know, it's the daughters who need goodwill ambassadors more often than not. So in itself, so I do agree there's many problems in terms of what you were talking about vis-a-vis what women can do for women, what women can do for men. But the fact is that there is a huge need of the hour for men to do something for women in this country.
Just another question. You'd like to add, ma'am? Please go ahead.
So the fact of the matter is that there are few male actors who get paid more than most male actors as well. You know, so maybe we should change that as well. You know, so.
I think there's a supplementary to that in the sense that the portrayal of women in entertainment has also changed over the last few years. I mean, there are some directors and some producers who have acted positively, and there's positive affirmative action. But on the other hand, there's also objectification of women, which rightly the society and, you know, parents, I have a 6-year-old, for instance, and I don't switch on television in the evening because I don't know what next will come on. So
what it is that their children are watching. But again, like you said, that there are certain filmmakers who are a lot more aware, a lot more responsible towards what it is that they're putting out as content, and there are some who are not. Hopefully those people will realize that the audience has changed and they don't want that anymore. But it's weirdly, I mean, unfortunately, it's a kind of a demand and supply kind of business. You know, so till something doesn't become obsolete in terms of people demanding it, there'll always be someone who will create it. And apart from the responsibility, I think, of the filmmaker, be it a man or a woman, who's making the film, there's also a responsibility of the person who's choosing themselves to be cast in those parts. You know, somehow we never stop to think about why are those people doing it in the first place. You know, so it's their responsibility as well. For me, I can again speak about the films that I make and the content that I put out, and that's something that all of us, be as producers, as writers, me as a director, or when I'm working with others, we're very, very cautious about.
If I could just add, in the entertainment scene and content, one of the areas that we're very concerned about is video games. because there's a lot of video games that encourage violence. A video game that gives a player an option to either beat up a woman or rape a woman, and that game is made available to a 7-year-old. That is quite worrying. It's one of the things that in the He for She campaign would like the He for She's to look into and to try to discourage boys and men to use those games, but even more importantly, to discourage those who produce those games to produce those games and bring them out into society. I know it makes a lot of money, so it's going to be tough, but I think this is something that when the numbers go higher and higher, we should be able together to fight back.
Are there any more questions?
Hi, Farhan. This question is for you. According to a recent UN study, 6 out of 10 Indian men have admitted to using violence against their spouse. How soon do you see this changing, and how should people work individually to probably bring about this change?
I think the answer again comes back to what we've been talking about all this while, which is truly educating people about treating each other equally. I think the minute that happens and you feel that, okay, I do not consider myself more powerful than the other person, I do not consider that person weaker than me, you will be forced into dialogue automatically. You know, if you had an argument with your partner in business, and if you were 50% partners, you can't resort to violence to sort it. You'll have to sit down and talk. And it's exactly the same thing, but if that person in your mind was just a 6% owner and 94% was yours, you treat that conversation and that meeting very, very differently. So I think if you start believing in equality, automatically things like violence will start changing.
You are part of the film industry, which treats women reasonably on a fair platform. But there are certain elements who kind of, use derogatory language, put out tweets like a Kamala Khan. How would you react to such people?
I won't retweet him.
My question is for the both of you. Another way of looking at it as in issues like, stuff like women's emancipation or women's...
Well, I'm in complete agreement with what's just been said. I think it'll have to be a multi-pronged approach where anything and everything that can be done to make a difference as quickly as possible will have to be tried and will have to be done. So depending on environment, depending on circumstances, I think absolutely at times there will be an intervention required, and at times just encouragement so that a certain goal can be achieved along the way. So it'll have to depend on what it is you're facing.
Ma'am, just another, adding another point to this whole discussion, the ratio of female sterilization in our country is very high compared to that of male as well. When it comes to population control, it's usually they say that, the women are supposed to go and sterilize themselves, and they make it a mandate in a lot of families. Again, would you also like to bring this?
Definitely. We need men to be equal partners in managing, in taking the responsibility in managing how the families are growing, what the plan of the family and what the family can afford in terms of the number of children they can have.
Hello, this is Mrinmay from Maharashtra Times. My question is to Farhan sir. What made you basically join this particular cause? Is it because you have two beautiful daughters? From that point you thought of giving importance to this particular cause?
Well, I mean that too, but I also know many other people who have beautiful daughters, no, I think it's just something that troubled me for a very long time, and unfortunately, for a very long time I didn't do anything about it. I would just talk to people, in my living room or in their living rooms and kind of vent this anger and frustration that I was feeling about what was happening, but never took any concrete steps towards actively giving time and energy into trying to figure out what it is or how I can be involved. And it came to a point where I really felt that if I didn't do something, it would start really affecting me, which is why it was important that I did.
Thank you.
To you, so there are two questions. One, you've spoken about parameters that you try to give boys and men about what.
Well, if you want, we've written a basic, like kind of a message about these parameters, which is down in the form of a poem for Mard. So if you want, I could just recite that for you. It probably just covers everything within it. So this was, it's written by my father, the poem, so I'll just say that before I recite it. जिसकी आंखों में है जगमगाती हुई जैसे गहरी शराफत की एक रोशनी, जिसके अंदाज में एक तहजीब है, जिसके लहजे में नरमी है, शब्दों में तमीज़ है, जिसके दिल में भी और जिसकी बातों में भी औरत के वास्ते पूरी इज्जत भी है, पूरा आदर भी है, जिसको औरत के तन-मन का, जीवन का सम्मान है, औरत के आत्म सम्मान का जिसको हर एक पल ध्यान है, जो कभी एक पल भी नहीं भूलता, औरत इंसान है, जिसको अपनी भी पहचान है, जिसमें हिम्मत भी है, जिसमें शक्ति भी है, जिसमें गौरव है, आत्मविश्वास है, जो अगर साथ है, जो अगर पास है, उसके होने से औरत को अपनी सुरक्षा का एहसास है, जो औरत का एक सच्चा साथी है, एक दोस्त है, एक हमदर्द है, सच तो ये है, वही मर्द है.
All right.
Just ahead of children.
What is my message for?
Girl child.
Well, I guess I'll just quote something that's been used very often of late. Achhe din aane wale.
Hi Farhan, this is Latika here.
Well, I would like to believe that. You know, I think there's many films being made which are with author-backed roles for women. You know, where women are playing a lot more important parts than what we saw maybe about 10-15 years ago. It's not just about romances anymore. They're parts of drama, you know, very different kinds of films. So yes, absolutely. And we have a lot more female filmmakers now. You know, so that in itself will start changing the kind of films that are being made. Because as men, maybe we understand men's issues more, so we talk a lot more about that in our films. I think women will also tend to probably write a lot more about what it is that comes naturally to them.
Okay, my second question is...
I don't know. You know, the thing is that when something disturbs me in a promo on TV, I tend not to watch that film. I think that's the only thing that I can do. And that's probably what anyone who's disturbed by a certain culture in any kind of film, that's the power that you have as the audience. You know, you have the power to reject something if you feel that there's something wrong with the messaging that's being put out. And that's your responsibility. So I mean, please, by all means, if something troubles you, you should tell your friends, you should tell people that you know that let's stay away from this, encourage people to stay away from it. You know, and that's probably the best way. People who are creating it will realize that it's not working and people don't want it anymore and they'll have to stop.
Thank you.
फरहान, मेरा सवाल आपसे है.
एक मैं ये नहीं मानता कि जो बहुत सारे ऐसे NGOs हैं जो अलग-अलग areas में अलग-अलग status के लोगों के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. So I think it's not right to say that nobody is reaching out to people who are not in cities or who live below the poverty line. There's many people reaching out to them and doing some great work in helping them. You know, whether it's find education, find employment, or just basic awareness again, like was mentioned earlier about themselves. तो ये हो रहा है और media भी जो है मतलब it's a very very important role the media plays in this. और वो वक्त गया कि सिर्फ एक sensational headline के लिए लोग कुछ कहते थे and there was no follow up. मेरे ख्याल से आजकल media they are very responsible in terms of following a story to its logical conclusion. You know, they have been responsible truly for making sure that many cases are filed, many FIRs are filed. You know, they really are doing a wonderful job and I think we should thank them instead of saying that they don't do enough. I think they're doing a lot and they're reaching out to various people across this country of various